Are you planning a trip to Dublin and think it's just full of pints, laughter, and leprechauns? Think again! Dublin, a city known for its rich history and vibrant culture, holds darker secrets once it gets dark at night, as we saw with the recent riots in the city center. From no-go zones, things not to say, and things to look out for, we're going to clue you in on the dark side of Dublin. Let's explore the unseen Dublin with the top 10 things to avoid that only a local would know. 10. Avoid flashing expensive items. Showcasing expensive items like high-end phones, cameras, or jewelry in public can make you a target for theft. Picture this. You're walking down Sheriff Street wearing the new Apple Watch you picked up in the duty-free shop on the way over to Dublin. A local youth named Jembo walks up to you and says, "Nice watch, bud. It would look nice on my wrist." Worth much? Instead of telling him, "Yeah, I got it for only $500 in the airport," say, "Ah yeah, it's a fake I picked up from a fella down the road. It will break within a week if I gave it to you now." 9. Avoid dodgy-looking lads in pubs. Engaging in conversations about with questionable-looking youths in Dublin pubs is a red flag. This is due to the high prevalence of illegal activity in certain areas, leading to potentially volatile situations. So if you happen to be enjoying pints in Temple Bar and hear two locals beside you at the bar talking about the gear they're selling, don't engage, no matter how tempting it may be. If they offer them to you, just reply, "Sorry lads, I've already got sorted earlier, but appreciate the kind offer." Here's a top tip only a local would tell you. Carry a small clear bag of castor sugar in your pocket, just in case you need to offer them something to leave you alone. 8. Don't be shy with chatting up locals. When chatting up people on a night out, asking personal questions such as, "What do you do for work?" can come off as intrusive, boring, and may provoke a negative reaction. Picture this. You're at a bus stop sitting beside a young girl. Instead of asking that question, say something like, "What's the story, horse? Do you fancy sharing a taxi? Even grab a coffee at mine and having a good time?" Or you could ask, "Have you got a smoke? Ah, go on, give us one." 7. Steer clear of local political or social issues. Questions or comments about sensitive local issues can stir up strong emotions. For example, asking about gang activity or commenting on the socio-economic status of an area can be seen as disrespectful or provoking. For example, if you're walking around Temple Bar, you probably don't want to ask a question like, "So, how about a united Ireland? When is that going to happen?" That's only going to draw attention that you're not from around here. Another thing not to say is, "Top of the morning to you. I heard about the riots recently. Disgrace, wasn't it?" 6. Don't enter no-go areas. Questions like, "Is this area dangerous?" can raise suspicion and may lead to uncomfortable situations, especially if asked to strangers at night. For example, if you're on Benburb Street and you ask such a question, you're likely to get a hiding from a local. Instead, when in areas like this, compliment the crumbling flat complexes as being rustic, and if a local youth comes up to you, take a sip from his can of beer and say, "That's delish." There's a few no-go areas in Dublin. Most are situated on the north side of the River Liffey, such as Fingla and Ballymun. Others are located on the south side, such as Tallaght and Clondalkin. You'll be able to recognize these areas, as there are typically horses roaming wild around the fields, with local youths on them. Also, don't mistake youths in these areas as being fitness fanatics. You'll notice many people wearing tracksuits, and even young women wearing pajamas walking around the streets. It's another warning sign to get out of Dodge. 5. Don't challenge aggressive behavior. Challenging someone who appears aggressive, such as asking, "What are you looking at?" can escalate into physical violence. Instead of asking such a question, compliment them on their rugged appearance and offer to buy them a pint of Guinness. You might be walking around Pierce Street Flats and see a group of young males staring at you. To defuse the situation, take out some dollars and offer them to the youths. 4. Avoid patronizing remarks. Making comments that can be perceived as condescending, like, "Is it not time to get a real job?" can lead to hostile confrontations. Some locals may interpret these remarks as belittling their lifestyle or situation. Imagine, for example, you're on O'Connell Street and you see a local youth selling dodgy stuff on the side of the road. Instead of asking what they're doing, say something like, "It's good to see an entrepreneur like yourself trying to provide for your family." Then walk swiftly away. 3. Don't record without consent. Pointing a camera or phone at individuals without permission, especially if they're engaged in suspicious activities, can trigger aggressive responses. Picture this. You're in a Weatherspoons pub on Abbey Street, and you take out your iPhone 15 to record local youths drinking shots. You walk over, zooming in, and say, "Oh yeah, looking good, lads, looking good." They don't care that you're compiling a video to show the folks back home of your vacation. They just want to get hammered in peace with their mates. They will be less than happy, may even take out weapons for their coats, and you should expect a chasing. The nearest Luas will be the red line, just outside the pub tour, so jump on that and hope that they don't have buddies on it. So if you're planning on recording the locals, make sure to wear good trainers so you can make a run for it. 2. Stay in well-lit, populated areas. Venturing into poorly lit or isolated areas, especially while asking, "Is this a safe shortcut?" can be risky. Such areas often have a higher incidence of mugging and assault, especially late at night. There are many of these types of areas, especially where there are flats. On that note, if locals invite you into their flats, you can't say no. Go into the flat, have a few cans with them, and then make an excuse such as, "Oh, I need to run for my flight. I'd better hit the Minty Highway," and make a swift exit. We recommend to shower thoroughly when you get back to your hotel that night, to scrub the germs from the flat off your body. 1. Never ask about illegal activities. Inquiring about illegal activities, like asking, "Do you know where I can get some of the good stuff?" not only puts you at legal risk, but also marks you as a target for scams or violent crime. Even worse, the Garda might think you are a dealer if you are acting too nervously. Just be cool as a cucumber if you see anything like this happening. And if a Garda comes up to you, point at the nearest dodgy-looking local and accuse them instead. Say something like, "Oh, hello, officer. No, I'm just a tourist. I saw that guy, Deco, over there selling stuff to another guy named Mika." As we conclude our journey through Dublin after dark, remember that beneath the glittering surface lies a world of danger. If you appreciated this video, please hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss our next videos.